Hello everyone, this video is extremely short notice. I never imagined making something like this for my channel, but here we are. This is a variety channel after all. Before we begin, let me just clarify that everything I share in this video is purely my opinion. I am not trying to impose my views on anyone, and as you've likely guessed from the title, this is a Love in Deepspace, Caleb-centric video. So I'm assuming most of you watching already have some background on his character and the overarching story lore. So let's just get straight into it. When I first watched Caleb's character trailer, I was a little taken aback, honestly. This was absolutely not the route I imagined for him. I did expect a lot of angst and emotional weight, but the trailer took it to a whole another level. Like many others, I found myself wondering, is Caleb going to be evil? And honestly, I don't know. However, if there's anything I've learned that I'm certain of, it's that no character in this game is beyond redemption. Based on my understanding from the past year of playing, the game handles its characters and romances with great depth and maturity, and Caleb, like the others, will undoubtedly have his own fatal flaw as hinted at in the story trailer. His possessiveness towards the MC is undeniable. It's evident even in Chapter 4, when his protective side emerges as he sees the MC injured. I'm also convinced that the red eye in our apartment window has something to do with Caleb, but to classify him as either a hero or a villain just feels far too simplistic. The characters in this game operate in so many different shades, and I don't think Caleb is going to be any exception. I think his and all the other characters' complexities just goes beyond the labels of black and white, and it's this thoughtful writing that makes the story so interesting and compelling. Now, I'd like to propose a theory that might help us better understand his character arc. As we know, Caleb is a fighter pilot, or at least he leaves to join the DEA to become one. From the banner release during the 3.0 Part 2 livestream, it's clear that this dream has been with him since childhood. However, we also know from the Sealed in Dust World Underneath story that Grandma, or Josephine, experimented on the MC, and that she worked forever. And I've always theorized that Caleb and MC's relationship was part of a larger observation or experiment. Caleb's evil is gravity manipulation, while the MC's is resonance, and the trailer suggests that these abilities, when combined, could be catastrophic. The note in the trailer that I think says something along the lines of, "This experiment should never be restarted," seems like a log from Josephine and her team's observations, but again, that's just speculation. It makes me wonder if she took them in because she was tasked to oversee them forever. It's possible Caleb discovered the truth, either on his own or through Eva directly, as he prepared to work for them. This might explain why he eventually joins the fast-paced fleet as a colonel. What's tragic about this is how his childhood dream, which likely began as something pure and innocent, becomes corrupted as he learns the darker truths of the system that he serves. It's a heartbreaking commentary on idealism shattered by reality, if it is what I think it is. I also have thoughts on the zero gravity chamber thing shown in the beginning of the character trailer. I made a whole blog post on this. I'll leave it down in the description if anyone's interested. But could it be part of Eva's indoctrination process? Perhaps it's designed to suppress Caleb's emotional connections, making him more effective as a weapon, or to refine his control over his evil. Either way, it's extremely unsettling. The trailer suggests Caleb struggles with nightmares about this, or maybe even relives these experiences in his mind. The one constant that seems to be tethering him to sanity seems to be the MC, as indicated by how he caresses the locket that she gives him. However, the experiment having occurred 23 times raises even more questions about his psychological state. Like, that is bound to mess you up in some way. Repeatedly enduring such manipulation would break anyone, let alone someone who is already burdened with lies, secrets, and the need to shield the person that he cherishes most. Caleb's emotional instability seems rooted in this burden. Protecting the MC while carrying a deep resentment towards the world, himself, and perhaps even the MC. He has always been the smiling friend, the protector, the one who must be strong, no matter what. But now, the cracks are starting to show. He can no longer suppress the darker, messier parts of himself without risking an emotional explosion. His desire to live in the past with the MC in a simpler world where it's just the two of them feels like a desperate attempt to hold on to a fleeting sense of peace and belonging. This becomes even more heartbreaking when we hear Caleb express this loneliness in the memory teaser that came out a couple days ago. He longs to be with the MC, as things were, but he believes he's beyond saving. The things he has done, seen, and endured have deeply scarred him, leaving him feeling unworthy and ashamed. Caleb has been forced to develop an emotional armor to survive the relentless trials that he's faced. After all, as he states, in the fast-paced fleet, there are only soldiers and officers. This line not only reflects the harsh, dehumanizing environment he's been thrust into, but also tells us of his internal struggle. It feels as though Caleb has lost sight of himself as a person outside of the system that has shaped and exploited him. He's also trying to make the MC come to terms with this reality, as harsh as it may be, but he reassures her that everything will be alright. However, there may be more to his actions than meets the eye. Caleb could be working as a double agent, devising a long-winded plan to undermine Ever's control or escape its clutches entirely, to escape the system that he's now stuck in. If not for himself, then his goal might be to ensure the MC's safety. This theory makes his character even more tragic, suggesting that even amidst his own suffering and disillusionment, he is still fighting for the one person who means everything to him. And I believe it's this paranoia, this fear of what Eva might do to the MC that intensifies Caleb's possessiveness. I don't think he's trying to control her. I think he's desperate to shield her from the horrors that he knows too well. Every reassurance he gives her, every promise that he'll be there for her and he'll make things right, it feels like a lifeline he's throwing not just to her but to himself. He clings to the belief that he can protect her even if it means sacrificing the last remnants of his own sanity to do so. God, my heart can't take it. In summary, I think Caleb's story and arc is just going to be really gut-wrenching, to say the least. His struggle of being torn between his love for the MC, the truths he has learned, the role that he's been forced to play now. It seems that his journey with the MC will likely be one of self-acceptance and finding balance between his darker impulses and his need for connection. For now, though, we can only wait and see how his character unfolds. I am likely entirely wrong about all of this, but I am extremely excited for the update on 22nd January. I've been waiting for Caleb ever since I saw him in the main story, and I cannot believe he'll finally be a love interest. My prayers have been answered. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and theories in the comments. I absolutely love reading them. And yeah, take care and good hunting.